Okay, guys, welcome back to this epic match between me and Twashman, and here we go. I'm gonna start off a bit before where we left off, just to get back into the action. So I switched to Suicune, and that was really, really good because I took the flamethrower nicely, but he gets a crit. Wow, that was expected. So he switches back out, fearing Ice Beam, and I can't mind. Actually, he didn't fear Ice Beam, didn't have any need to, seeing as I have HP Electric. Anyway, so I know that Bliss is going to try and T-Wave me, so I go to Celebi just to take the T-Wave, seeing as Tentacruel is now dead, and I can just switch out with Natural Cure anyway. So he withdraws and goes to Gyarados, and I decide to get some Power Hacks, which was really nice for me, actually. But then he gets Power Hacks, so yeah, that all evens out. So I Psychic him and get his health down a little bit more, and he returns, and that did basically nothing, and I was just lolling at that. That was really funny. It's just did nothing at all to me. So he switches to Slowbro, and I predict that switch, so I Leech Seed, because I know he's not going to go for the Taunt on me anymore due to paralyzing. So he goes back out to Salamence, and I was kicking myself here. I was actually kicking myself for getting that Power Hacks. That's why the camera fell over, and I just wrote damn into MSN to him because I was going to T-Wave there. And if I hadn't got that Power Hacks, his Salamence would have been a hell of a lot easier to take down because I would have just had Power Hacks on it. It would have been so much better. So I know I need Celebi, and I know that I can't take a Draco Meteor, and I'm paralyzed as well, so the chances of me recovering aren't great. So I had to go to Suicune for Death Fodder there. So now I decide to bring out Gengar, and I'm going to go for the HP Ice again, and I'm not sure. He may stay in due to the fact that he may think I'm going to over-predict and use something else, but he doesn't, and he goes to Blissey, which was a good move. So I go to Celebi again, and I take the Ice Beam, which he predicts nicely. So I had to switch out there because I didn't want a Thunder Wave getting on me. So I decide here to go for the Thunder Wave, and he goes to his Breloom, and that was a good move by him. He dodges T-Wave, and now he can get his health up so that he can maybe set up a sub. So now he withdraws again and goes back to Bliss, and I decide to go to my Gengar, and now we're back at the same situation again. So I debond, thinking that he may Ice Beam me again, but that was a smart move by him. He got me paralyzed, and now my Gengar's pretty useless. I can only really use it as Death Fodder later on. So I switch back to Celebi, good prediction by him again, Ice Beaming me, and even though I've been on top of prediction thus far in the match, he's starting to get on top of me a bit. So I Psychic predicting the switch to Breloom, and again he makes a good move and doesn't go to it, and he paralyzes my Celebi. So now I decide to stay in and recover up, and thank God I don't get Power Hacks because that really would have cost me if I hadn't had been able to recover there. So I get my health back, and I'm paralyzed here, and I predict this switch, so I go for the Psychic, but I'm thinking he's going to Breloom, and he goes to Salamence instead. And that's really good because his Salamence is really low now, and any sweeper can take it out just with any move. So I decide to go to Gengar for Death Fodder, and now I decide to set up my sweep. I'm thinking Toxicroak is really able to sweep now because all his guys have been worn down. He's got Gyarados, which is paralyzed, which is really good, and I can take out most of his guys with Cross Chop and Stone Edge. And he has Slowbro still, which I can take out with Sucker Punch. So he goes to Slowbro to wall me, but I Swords Dance up. And even if he gets a crit on me or something, I've got a Sash to live it, so that was all good. So I Swords Dance again, and he Ice Beams, and I'm really hoping I don't get frozen, and I don't, thankfully for that. And now I decide he's going to go for the Ice Beam again, so I go for the Sucker Punch, and I'm watching it go down, and I'm thinking it may not kill, but I get a crit. And I'm not sure if that crit was useful or not. I had 2 Swords Dance up. I wasn't stabbed, though, so I wasn't sure if that was going to be useful or not. So I go for the Sucker Punch, predicting him to attack me. But I start to see what he's doing, and he's just Intimidate juggling here. Because he's got Gyarados and Salamence, and he's just going to juggle on me and try and get my attack down, seeing as I have +4 at the moment. But now I've got +2 only because of the 2 intimidates. So I decide to go for a Stone Edge, predicting that he would switch out to Salamence or stay in. But Breloom comes in and I get rid of it. Thankfully, Stone Edge doesn't miss. And now I'm pretty much set for a sweep. He's only got Blissey, Gyarados, and Salamence left. And I can basically take them all out because I've got Cross Chop and Stone Edge. The only problem is Salamence is faster than me, but I've got Sucker Punch to get rid of him. So he's really thinking about what to do here, and he told me later that he was having a talk with Havoc about what to do, seeing as Havoc is such a brilliant player that he can just help him out. But so he switches to Bliss, and I predict he's going to switch out again for some more Intimidate, so I Swords Dance up, which was a really good move. And now I'm back at +3. So now I go for the Stone Edge, and he doesn't switch out. And I get rid of Gyarados, and now that I know I can get rid of the rest of his guys. He goes to Bliss, and he may think that he's going to go for the Thunder Wave because he thinks that I'm going to predict him switching to Salamence. But I just wasn't going to take that risk at this point, and I just went for the Cross Chop. Thankfully it hit, and Blissey goes down. And we're coming to the end here. He brings out Salamence for the final Intimidate. I've got still +2 attack. And with Sucker Punch, he's a Spexmence. He only has attacking moves. I'm easily going to get rid of him. And Sucker Punch for the win. And there we go. So that just proves the power of Toxicroak and what a great Pokemon it is. So that was a great game, Twash, one of our best yet. And Toxicroak for OU, yay. So comment, rate, sub, guys. I need one more for 50 subs. So just keep subbing. Just rate my vids. 2 for the conclusion.